am a reality TV junkie, now you know. So, Young, Famous and African Season 2 is dropping on Netflix today.
We're all kings and queens.
Everyone here has achieved the most, but things are about to get messy.
Did you watch Season 1? I mean, there were reviews all over the place. I watched it, of course, but I intentionally did not review it because I kind of was waiting for Season 2 to drop, and then, we could recap Season 1 before we dive into Season 2. So here we go. Let me start with Kanyi Bao. Kanyi. I'll be honest, I didn't like her on first impressions. All that thrusting of wealth in the face, I don't know, it kinda repulsed me a little bit. But then I had to ask myself, like, why? Could it be that sometimes we come from so much struggle such that, wealth makes us uncomfortable? But maybe or maybe not, because if you ask me, I think that Idapa house, that's where the money resides. It peaks, it's subtle, but it's there, you know it's there. I prefer wealth displayed in a subtle manner, and probably that's why Kanyi's opening party kinda, rubbed me the wrong way.
We're all on the same level. And I think our bank accounts are sort of the same level as well, you know what I'm saying? You came here with a private jet, Diamond, come on, what's up?
So if Kanyi's opening speech at the party made you feel a type of way with all the rubbing it in, then you might want to check yourself. Why? It could be stemming from certain insecurities, or maybe it's just a personality thing. And then I froze when she said her 15-year-old daughter lives by herself. I judged her. But then in the next scene, she literally just wakes up and goes next door to see her daughter in the morning. And it doesn't look as bad as it sounded. Yeah. Think of it this way. If they were living in a humongous estate like most rich people do, the children's quarters would probably be way farther down than it was in their current, living situation. But what impressed me even more is Kanyi didn't turn it up, on Annie especially, like most people would if their parenting is in question.
She was a guest at my party, coming at me for my mothering skills. I don't even know her.
She checked her emotions, because honestly, Annie's attitude about the whole situation, it could have annoyed anybody. I know I would be annoyed. Instead, she, case in point, Kanyi, goes to see Annie the next day, and she just tries to help Annie expand her thinking about the whole situation in a very jokeful way and non-condescending way, without bringing unnecessary tension, and I really loved that about her. Kanyi is not a conformist. She is comfortable in her choices, and she's very well aware that her choices may spark criticism, but she is forward-thinking enough to allow for people to criticize her choices. That chick is emotionally intelligent. She basically looks at conflict as teachable moments, and she does this over and over and over again in the show. Like, her heart is always in the right place, but if you look at her physically, you'll judge her and you would not think that of her. I feel like in the group, she was the realest chick and a good damn friend. Look at when she argues with DJ Naked. She knows that there has to be a reason behind DJ Naked's reaction. As much as she gets emotional in the moment, rightfully so, she's more concerned about the deeper seated issues of why would DJ Naked react the way he did in that moment. Or another instance, look at how she tries to explain to Zari why Annie felt disrespected when Zari tried to throw her under the bus in front of her husband, which was shady, by the way.
Oh, my husband, I'm insecure. How do you know him?
You are very insecure.
Pow!
And he is not even my type.
Pow, pow.
You do not want another woman saying that in front of the same person who actually has brought your insecurities to the surface. Shady. In that moment, Kanyi can sympathize with Annie, you know, having her heart broken over and over again. And you'd think Zari should be the one who even understood that more than anybody. Case in point, Diamond. So, I love the way Kanyi processes emotions, you know, like there's always a deeper why, and getting to that deeper why is what solves the mystery. And even in the end, she really comes through for Annie because she pulls Two-Face aside and has a really productive talk with her. She even told Zari that instead of telling on Annie's insecurities, I mean, you could be on our fellow woman's side. So yeah, so much about Kanyi, but sorry, not sorry. I found her, she was a pleasant surprise. And I look forward to seeing more of her and following her lifestyle on season 2.
Me and Annie are not cool. We need to see you and we need to talk.
Swanky betrayed me.
Now let's talk about Annie. Man, I hate that she put her emotional and mental health in jeopardy like that. But at the same time, I don't really blame her. I feel like Annie's story is the story of every other girl who gets married to a rich or famous guy. Only in her case, she didn't choose it. This guy grew famous. Same story, different household. It's hard work. She is likable though, and her youngest one situation, man, I can only imagine having a child go through ailments while you're also at the same time going through all that emotional and mind games that seemed to be happening in her marriage. That woman has a strong will. The rapper, I didn't understand why she was on the show and struggling to tap into the playboy nature of Diamond with an attraction that didn't even really exist. That was just the weakest storyline, to be honest. I don't know if the entire cast is coming back or if there's other friends to the show. I usually don't like to check around and look for those things because I don't like spoilers. I like to be pleasantly surprised with the new season. Yeah, but if she does come back, I hope she's coming back with a better storyline. The boys, I don't really have much to say. You know, Diamond is Diamond. Nothing new there. You know, they are busy uplifting the storyline of Bad Boy. And Zari, I don't have much to say also. I'm sorry, I'm just basing this review off of the points or the things that moved me or touched me in the show. Yeah, so no hate to anybody. I just have nothing to say about them. Oh, Swanky.
My doctor advised me
Oh, look at that!
to not trust one more bitch.
Swanky is swanky. Child is as flamboyant and loud as they can be. But he has a good spirit. He really likes to keep the peace. Swanky likes harmony.
You guys are dividing this friendship and this group.
And he tries to keep the group together, and I love that about him. Overall, season 1 was really nice. I enjoyed it. For an African reality TV show, I enjoyed it. I used to think that Africans cannot really make good reality TV because we are so pretentious and we like to beat around the bush so much and just create stuff that does not even exist. We are very pretentious. But Young, Famous and African, that was a good show. I also liked that it shows that Africa has that level of reach and we are discerning enough, fashion forward enough to just, you know, compete internationally. They could show more of the authentic African culture though, in terms of the food, even the fashion, the type of events you have. Because they were kinda heavy on the modernized Africa, which there's nothing wrong with that, but if it's Young, Famous and African, there should be more authentic African stuff than just following the West. Also, in my opinion, I wouldn't mind another dark girl from the continent as an addition to the group, and let her not be the one who's always in pain and suffering and emotionally damaged. No, please let her have a fun, joyful and happy storyline. But let's see what happens in season 2.
Like it or not, men just wanna fuck.
Hold on. You better stop. You're gonna get stabbed.
Can I have more champagne, please?
I really